Welcome back to Dark Tales with your host, Mr.X. Today, we're diving into the chilling world of Ouija boards gone wrong and the terrifying paranormal activity that can follow. Buckle up, because these tales are not for the faint of heart. Before we get into the spine-tingling stories, let's take a quick look at where Ouija boards came from. The Ouija board, also known as a spirit board, has its origins in the late 1800s in America. It was initially used in spiritualist camps in Ohio to commune with the spirits of the dead. Soon after, a Baltimore businessman named Elijah Bond patented the design, and the Ouija board as we know it today was born. Interestingly, Ouija boards weren't always associated with the occult. For centuries, they were considered harmless tools for contacting deceased loved ones during seances. It wasn't until the 1973 release of the movie The Exorcist that Ouija boards gained their reputation as gateways to demonic possession and paranormal activity. Now, let's talk about why using a Ouija board can be incredibly dangerous. Many paranormal experts warn that these boards can act as portals, opening doors to the spirit world that are not easily closed. When you use a Ouija board, you're essentially broadcasting an open invitation to any spirit or entity in the vicinity. Let's dive into some bone-chilling Ouija board experiences that went horribly wrong. Our first story comes from a man named Randy. During a Ouija board session, the planchette spelled out the name Kelly. Suddenly there was a loud bang against the radiator. When they turned on the lights, they found the severed head of Randy's favourite doll by the radiator. Talk about a horrifying manifestation! Justin, a 32-year-old from New Jersey, shared his terrifying experience. During a Ouija board session, the planchette moved in a strange pattern, making an X and then going in circles. Later that night, Justin felt a forceful hand grab his arm and wake him up, even though everyone else in the house was asleep. Was this the work of a malevolent spirit? Abby's story will make you think twice about using a Ouija board. After playing with one, her unplugged computer kept turning itself on. The incident was so unsettling that Abby buried the Ouija board in her backyard that same night. Sometimes, spirits can manipulate electronic devices to make their presence known. While these stories are undoubtedly creepy, it's important to note that there's a scientific explanation for how Ouija boards work. It's called the ideomotor effect, a psychological phenomenon where a person makes motions unconsciously. This means that participants might be moving the planchette without realizing it. If you're still tempted to use a Ouija board despite the risks, here are some essential safety precautions. Never use a Ouija board alone. Always close the circle when you're done. This means saying goodbye and moving the planchette to goodbye on the board. Avoid asking about your own death or the deaths of others. Don't use the board if you're in a negative emotional state. Consider using protective measures like salt circles or cleansing rituals before and after use. Many people report ongoing paranormal activity long after using a Ouija board. Sherry, a 29-year-old from Iowa, shared that weird occurrences in her house never stopped after using a Ouija board. She's witnessed glasses moving across tables on their own and spoons stirring coffee without anyone touching them. Ouija boards have been featured prominently in horror movies and TV shows, further cementing their reputation as dangerous paranormal tools. Films like Ouija and its prequel Ouija, Origin of Evil, have portrayed the devastating consequences of using these boards. While Ouija boards might seem like harmless fun, the potential risks far outweigh any thrills you might experience. From unleashing malevolent entities to inviting long-term paranormal activity into your life, the consequences of using a Ouija board can be severe and long-lasting. Remember, the spirit world is not something to be trifled with. If you're interested in paranormal communication, Consider safer alternatives like working with a professional medium or participating in guided ghost tours. What do you think? Have you ever had a terrifying experience with the Ouija board? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more spine-chilling paranormal content. Until next time, stay safe in the darkness.